Okay. Hi guys. We're live. First ever live on YouTube. And what we're going to do tonight, I'm actually really excited. One of my keto sister wives invented something really awesome, and it's called Keto Wars. And it's just an exciting way for everyone to learn something new and try a new challenge and get to have fun with our friends. So while I'm waiting for you guys to log on, because I've never done this before, yay, I'm going to make you my cream de mint coffee, bulletproof coffee that I made the other day, because that's what I'm going to drink while we visit. Yay! Okay, so I made the whipped cream for that the other day, and I just want you to see that you can make it up in advance and just keep it in your fridge, and even to take to work. So if you want to make in advance your pretty whipped cream that you saw in one of the videos, it travels really well, and you can take it with you to go to work. Yay! So I'm just going to quick make one that I'm going to drink while we visit, and everybody signs on. So I made this the other day for the second Keto Wars challenge. The first one was Mug Cake Wars, and that was super fun. Post your best mug shots. Awesome. Absolutely fantastic. And the second one was Bulletproof Wars, and that was a lot of fun. Bulletproof coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. And I made a cream de mint bulletproof coffee for that. So I'm going to make that with you guys right now, because they didn't make a video for that. So we start with our coffee base, and I just use instant. I don't do the big fancy coffee. And then the flavors that I have, chocolate and cream de mint, 1 drop of each in the coffee. And then we're going to add coconut oil. If you don't like coconut oil, or you're allergic to coconut oil and use something else in your bulletproof coffee, use that, because I just really love coconut oil. And then a drop of the chocolate, so that it'll be kind of chocolatey creamy too. So I'm not really sure how this works, and I don't see where it shows me if you guys comment. So if you're watching, then comment for me so that I know that you're here. Great. And then easy peasy, we're going to add the coconut oil, and then the last step, the fancy whipped cream, which I prepared the other day and just have been keeping in the fridge. And same thing for any of the other fancy coffees. The unicorn one, just do up your whipped cream on Sunday when you do your meal prep and throw it in the fridge, and you've got it for all week long whenever you want something fancy. Or take it with you to work, and when everybody else is running to Starbucks and wasting their $9, you can sit at the office with your fancy coffee and wait till they come and ask you what yours is. And then, just, again, the whipped cream that I made up the other day. And this one has no sweetener in it. It just has the cream de mint flavoring and a little bit of green coloring. So I'll move this a little closer for you guys so you can see. And then just with your bag. Sometimes with the fancier ones, I pipe it in with a cake decorator, but just for the ease of keeping it on the go, this works fantastic. So what we're going to do tonight is a date night in platter, just for fun, because it seems to be our favorite thing for Friday night. We watch a movie or we watch something on Netflix, and we can just kind of hang out and have a date night platter. And that's the challenge for tonight. And then these are sugar-free candy sparkles that I make at home, and we'll do a video of that when the little boys come to hang out, because that's a good kid craft. So I'm going to show you guys the cream de mint coffee, and then we'll get started on our date night challenge. And I think that's kind of for me, the most fun thing about keto is that I can try different things, and everything is kind of new and exciting to me. And to be honest, I never really made anything from scratch before, and I kind of didn't know that I could. So if you guys think that I have it all down and I always did it this way, I didn't before. I really didn't make a lot of stuff homemade before. So it's new for me, and it's exciting, and it's easy, and that's honestly why I want to hang out with you guys and share that. Yeah, the mint. Okay, so let's get started. I haven't really planned out what we're going to do for date night, because winging it sort of how I do. So I brought an assortment of kind of fun stuff when I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I figured we will just kind of do some different things. First thing I'm going to do is something with lobster flavored pollock, just for me, and just a small dish because my guy doesn't like the seafood. So I'm going to do just a small batch of, I'm going to call it a hot seafood dip that I'm going to put in mushrooms, and I don't know what else. We'll see. Do you guys dig the seafood? Don't dig the seafood? So we're going to start with a couple pieces of that. And again, this dish will just be for me, so it'll be a small little one. Tip you guys down. Let's see a little bit better. So I'm just going to chop up the imitation lobster meat. Crab works. Shrimp would work really nice for this too, any kind of seafood that you want. I'm just going to coarse chop it up. I know you can't really see. It's lame, but when I try to tip it down, then you guys tip over. Oh, yay, love lobster. Comment. I love lobster too, actually. I love all kinds of the seafood. I'm the only one in my house who eats it, so only when I do fun date night stuff do I do the seafood. And just a small dish for me is awesome. I don't often get to do the full lobster, but I am planning to do a special live, which is going to be a dinner for 4 surf and turf date night, and there will be lobster there. Most definitely lobster there. So we've got our imitation meat, and to that I'm going to add some cream cheese, and I'm going to add some of the persuient cheese as well. This is the only flavor I've found that doesn't have carbs. They have lots of different flavors, but the bouquet of basil and chive is no carbs. So we're going to use some of that, and we're going to use some cream cheese. I don't know if you guys can hear my guy or not. He's singing in the shower. A little bit of regular cream cheese, and then I'm going to add a little bit of this persuient cheese because I really, really like this one too. And I'm excited to know if you guys are going to make something for the Keto Wars. And why not? It's date night fun. We're all hanging out at home anyways, right? So we've got the 2 different cream cheeses in there and the meat. I'm just going to pop this in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And we're going to start something else while that's cooking. So I brought an assortment of different vegetables to have for bases as well. A little bit of fancy lettuce, and I like to make it, I don't know, like you would get at a restaurant. I slice the end and then slice it into small chunks. So that you get like a nice disc out of it. This one is one of my favorite quick and easy side dish, pretty dish. I'm going to get that all set up on the plate. Okay, so once we've got them on the plate, then we're just going to quick and easy top them. So whatever low carb dressing you have that you use, I use just Hidden Valley Ranch. It has 1 gram of sugar and 1 of carbs, but really it's not a huge amount. I risk it. If you guys have a better option, or if you make homemade, let me know, because that would be fun. I would definitely be interested in trying a homemade ranch recipe for sure. And then those we're going to top with some crumbled bacon and some green onion. And then that will be appetizer number 1, off and out of our hair. And when I say I didn't really plan what I was going to do this, I wasn't kidding. I really just kind of picked a bunch of stuff, and as we go, we'll build as many dishes as it looks like we need. We may or may not make everything I've got on my counter. So I'm going to put a little bit of green onion on there. And some crumbled bacon. These, honestly, I love for lunches and even just a quick, easy snack. Super pretty. So, plate 1 out of the way, and we're going to check on the cream cheese lobster. Dish in here. I put out a bunch of spoons because I seem to run out of spoons. Oh, that smells so nice. And then we're going to put it back in for another 20 seconds. And I'll let you guys take a peek at how that's looking. So that's going to be our lobster. Pop that back in the microwave for 20 seconds. Okay. And then the next vegetable that I grabbed was just some zucchini, because it makes nice discs for dipping and whatnot as well. Tip it down a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to use about half of that, and we'll put that out on our plate. And then I grabbed some radish too, because I really like radish with cream cheese and as a chip alternative with all my dips, and really one of my favorites. I never ate a lot of radish before, but wow, do I now. Okay, so those all set up on our plate nice. Okay, so our zucchini, and then we're going to put some radish on there as well. Just going to give these a quick wash. And I'm curious if you guys do a lot with the radish. I've seen so many different absolutely amazing posts about the radish. Oh, hello, dog. Okay, go lay down, Kaya. Go lay down. Never had, oh, they only stay up there for a second. And they're sideways. But I'll definitely, at the end of the video, read all of the comments too and make sure that I know what you said. because I'm so excited to actually have visitors. I don't know if you guys have watched my videos before, but I'm really good at talking to myself. So I'm super, super excited to have other people to talk to. Oh, you've never had a radish. Oh, awesome. I like them raw and cooked. They're very, very different cooked. Raw, they are, if you've ever had horseradish sauce, they do have that very strong bite to them. And when they're cooked, honestly, they don't have a great deal of flavor. They look like a baby red potato. So for me, when my family has potatoes, I will have a cooked baby radish instead. And sometimes they choose that as their side dish as well. I make all the options and I don't have the carb side at my house, and I let them choose what other of the yummy side dishes they want, and the better choices they make, yay. Okay, so we've got our radish and our zucchini all cut up to do our dip stuff. I'm going to grab the... Okay, so this one will be the lobster cream cheese dip, and I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to use this for mushrooms. And I picked up an assortment of different meats, so we're going to do kind of a deli platter and something else with the pepperoni because I like that. Have a quick sip of this. Have you guys tried any of the really, really awesome bulletproof coffee recipes? I've seen literally so many in the last couple days, and I'm loving it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up some of our deli meats, and we're going to make some nice, just roll them up onto our platter. And this honestly is really good for parties too. If you're, having some friends over, or you've got a game night, and you guys get together to do cards or poker or any of those things, any of the family functions that you need to go to over the festive season. If you're worried, there's not going to be a lot of options for you, then bring a platter like this. I guarantee everyone else is going to enjoy having the meat and vegetables too, and then there's going to be something that you can have that you love. Also, I really, really love making salami and pepperoni chips, and every time I go to a potluck party, that's top of my list to bring, and it's always the very, very first thing to go. Okay, so we've got that one. We're going to add some extra meats there. And I got an assortment. Check your labels. I look to make sure that I'm grabbing things that are lower in sugar and lower in carbs whenever possible. Sometimes we get to make the best options, and sometimes we kind of have to say, hey, pick your battles, and not every time are you going to be able to get everything you want in a deli meat, unfortunately. And for me, I make my choices and I pick my battles. Okay, so we've got that one, and then we're going to add, this one is a Genoa salami. And what do you guys like to do for dips? Like, if you're doing veggies, or, I'm kind of curious what your go-to dip is. Do you make your own? Is there one that you're able to buy? Unfortunately, I live in a small town, and we don't have a great amount of selection when it comes to keto available products. So that's why I make almost everything at home. When you guys giggle at me and say, "Oh, Dora, you're so creative," it's kind of more out of necessity than creativity, because I just don't have those things available. It's an hour drive to the city, so you kind of gotta make your list, and every couple months you get to go in and get what you need, and in between you rough it. and you figure it out. Okay, so we've got our meat and our veggies on this one platter. I'm going to turn you guys so you can see a little bit better. Okay, and I'm going to put a dip on there, and then I think we're going to do, they're like a pepperoni pizza roll, and then I'm going to say that's my entry, because I don't think we can eat more than that. I am going to make a platter as well for my 19-year-old son, because he gets his own. He doesn't get to join us on date night. He gets to have his own downstairs play your video game platter. Okay, so let's do, I was going to make a salsa, but I'm thinking I'm not going to bother with that today. But we're going to put some of the really nice Boursin cheese into a little bowl so that we can take that out with us. There we go. So we'll have this kind of cream cheese dip, and then I'll have the lobster, the faux lobster dip as well. And we'll see from there. So we've got that, and with the cream cheese, I love pecan halves and walnut halves. So we're going to make a bowl of those as well to go on our platter. Absolutely fantastic snack, and so much more filling than chips that you honestly will eat a lot less of them when you're sitting down for a snack if you're having, you know, cream cheese and a few nuts as opposed to potato chips. And I don't really miss them all that much. Even when my guy's eating them, I still prefer the walnuts usually. Okay, so we've got plate number 1, and this has our veggies for our cream cheese dip and our assorted meats. And then this one is our little mini salads. I guess you would call it a finger salad, I suppose. And then we're going to do one last dish. Let me grab a small plate. And this one is my favorite for a quick and easy snack. And it's kind of my go-to if I'm craving pizza, but I don't really feel like making a whole pizza, or if I'm looking for a quick snack or something for lunch. So for this one, we're going to use pepperoni slices. I really should invest some time in pre-opening things before I hang out with you guys. Okay, so for this one, we are going to we're going to start with the pepperoni base, and I think we'll make 6 of these today. 6. So I start with the pepperoni base, and then to that, cream cheese. And it doesn't have to be precise. You're just kind of wanting, you know, a blob-ish of cream cheese. That's the technical term. I don't know if you guys are aware of all of the cooking technical terms, because, you know, I only cook for home. I'm not a professional chef. Disclaimer. I just love food. And to be honest with you, I never intentionally decided to change my way of eating. I accidentally fell in love with it, and the different food choices that were available to me when I decided to make healthier choices, which shocked me. I was really kind of surprised that healthier choices were yummier choices. Okay, so we've got just our meat with our cream cheese, and then we're going to grab we're going to use olives for this one too. And some toothpicks. So onto that, we're going to add a little bit of Frank's Red Hot, because like the commercial says, it goes on everything. Okay. Then we just fold them up and we put a toothpick in between and an olive piece on each side. Oh, dog, you're so very helpful. Oh, yes, I believe she dropped something underneath of the mat, and it's probably something she's not supposed to have, so that means bother me for it. I don't know if you if you have dogs or cats, but mine are kind of jerks. I love them. Natural selection, you're lucky you're cute. Okay, so then we're just going to put an olive on either side of that, and then as soon as I get the rest of them together, I'll show you what they look like. I have made this before and posted this on the support group before, and it, I guess, probably looks a little bit more complicated than it is. I'm giving away all my secrets. I'm not going to look like fancy lady anymore. I do this for the people. You have to share. Okay, just about done there. So what are you guys doing for your Friday night? Are you doing date night in? Did you make a yummy platter? Okay, one more of those. Oh, and you know what? I literally took out the right amount of olives because I'm awesome like that. Truthfully, half of a piece spare because I'm gonna eat that. But technically, exactly the right amount. Just saying. Okay, put those on the plate like that, and this one I'm eating. Okay, so we've got our little platter of pizza wraps, and I believe I had one more small bowl, and I do not, so we're going to trade the walnut one for something else, because I need this bowl. This is how you do stuff on the fly. I need this bowl. Okay, and into that I'm going to add, this is a dill pickle mix that I made, and it's got cherry tomatoes and the mouse melon that we grew. And I just really, really like it for our fancy platters. Oh, I'm strong like that. Hang on. Ta-da! Awesome. So I'm just going to throw some of that in a bowl to go with for garnish. And I also eat them. My guy doesn't, but I do. This was my first attempt at sugar-free canning too, so I'm super excited. It turned out really quite well. Let me move that piece of dill there. And I really, really love the canned cherry tomatoes. And I'm going to throw a little bit of the pickled onions because that's more my guy's speed. And then I have a couple fancy peppers and mushrooms that I picked up that we're going to throw on the platter, and then that's it. Date night in, quick and easy, but again, it makes a really nice to-go platter as well if you need to have something to go with your festive meals. See if you can get a good view of that. And I will post the result pictures on Instagram and on Facebook, so you will be able to see those as well. And if you guys want to join the battle and make something for Keto Wars for tonight's battle, then use hashtag Keto Wars and you'll be able to take a look at what everyone else has posted. So the last thing we're going to do is put together my crab dip and we're good to go. Just transferring the walnuts and pecans real quick because I stole that bowl. It's not going to fit quite as well on the platter as I had hoped, but we can deal with that too. Okay, so we got that plate. And the last thing we're going to do is crab dip, which I set aside. And I have a couple, I picked these up at the grocery store in the deli section. And I only get them once in a while, but they're just fancy little peppers that you can fill with cream cheese. And we're going to put a little bit of fancy cream cheese inside of there. And this one I picked up and it's a red mixed pepper cream cheese. So we're going to fill those with that. The dog is checking for scraps of things to see what she would like to eat. Okay, go away, please. Okay, so I'll add a couple of those. And then these ones were just little mini sweet peppers, so we'll put those on our platter too. And then I got a couple of assorted olives and mushrooms. So we'll add those to the plate. Okay. So, here we go. This is what we threw together. We've got our to-go salad bites made out of my fancy lettuce with ranch and bacon. And then we have our Frank's Pizza Bites. That's a little bit better. Frank's Pizza Bites with assorted pickles. The faux lobster cream cheese dip for me. And the assorted meat platter with the fancy pickles. So, that's what we're having for date night at our house. I am looking forward to hanging out with you guys, and please post anything that you decide to make for tonight's battle under hashtag Keto Wars, and may the best flavor win. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me.